Okay, we're back with another CTT. It's August the 5th, 2024. Mr. Reality had some house maintenance he had to deal with, so SAR is standing in. We are so lucky to have you, SAR. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, she's just so wonderful. I love her. Okay, so we were talking about manifesting. So yesterday I had he's one of our warriors. Okay, he's manifesting more money than he knows what to do with. That's his goal. And it's also to create generational wealth for his family. He and his family are very, very close. So we've come up with these words, or he's actually come up with it. To easily and joyfully manifest is long. Okay, this is not just a regular CTT phrase. To easily and joyfully manifest the optimum ability to remove any and all blockages and restrictions that impede me from achieving generational financial wealth and abundance in this lifetime and any future lifetimes. Very, very important wording here. Okay. Restrictions pertain to universal law. Blockages pertain to individual blockages that we all have with regards to our soul and its acceptance that it needs money to live very comfortably in this lifetime. Okay, that's the first part. In a way that no negative consequences are created and the need for the wealth and financial abundance lack in my current and any future lifetimes is completely
That's great.
eliminated, right?
Yeah.
Completely eliminated. Because, and the reason we came, we got to that conclusion was because okay, you may be financially abundant in this lifetime, like the people at the top of the pyramid, but who's to say that they're going to be like that in all their other lifetimes? We don't know. But, oh, well, I've been rich in one lifetime. I think I'll do poverty from here on out. No, 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 that's not good, right? We don't want that. We don't need those lessons anymore. And another CTT session that I had on Friday or Saturday with the person who, very wonderful guy. He is a native people from Canada, right? And if anybody knows the misery that they had to go through, with the first of all, they lost their land, then they were thrown on these reservations. The education is very poor. Then a lot of times they ended up going out of these reservations and were thrown into residential schools, Catholic residential schools, and they were abused, raped, murdered. Oh my God, there's like hundreds of dead bodies behind this one particular church or school up there. Like it's just trauma upon trauma upon trauma upon trauma, right? And but when we looked at the soul family says, hey, this is what we know. We have been natives for many, 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 many generations. Okay. We didn't need money. We had the land, we all worked together, we hunted together, we grew things together, we helped feed one another. We didn't need this money thing. This money is a real, new concept to the native peoples. Okay. And the soul it didn't understand that. So what happened was this guy wasted like 30 years of his life in this current lifetime trying to, scramble out of this deficit of residential school, lack of money, extreme poverty, lack of education, being treated poorly by the government. Anyway, there was a lot of time wasting because of these circumstances. So it's really important going forward because you do waste a lot of time in the pursuit of money. I think so. Yes, it's necessary. And we also got that the poverty and the lack of money is the glue that holds soul families and soul contracts together, right? Because a lot of people if they weren't in these financial predicaments, they would be long gone. They could break the ties. No, what happens is it's like the glue. The lack of money is the glue to make sure that you live out these contracts. Total crumbs, isn't it? It's like rubbish. Anyway, that was the second part. So that this generational wealth, so that this generational financial wealth and abundance is joyfully permitted by source in this lifetime and any future lifetimes can be shared with others, and drives us all to continue working on our consciousness expansion and soul ascension process. I cannot tell you how important that paragraph is. Okay. Why? Because if you being wealthy and you're going to benefit other people in the soul family, and that's not in their contract to have that benefit, guess what's not going to happen? You're not going to be wealthy, right? Because again, we're all in this like web together. Okay. Also, when we asked source, at first the wording was so that this generational financial wealth, so that this generational wealth and abundance, okay, well, is joyfully permitted by source. Source shot back at us and said, no, sorry. Wealth and abundance was too generic. And source basically said, you have to struggle. You have to have some struggle while you are here. It may not be financial wealth and abundance, but there has to be some struggle. You can't just get a free pass here on the earth plane. Not going to happen. Look at all the people at the top. They have struggles, right? With relationships and whatever else, but they have struggles. Their struggles are probably not most of the time hyper focused on making money or the lack of money. So we had to go back and this wording had to be changed so that this generational financial wealth and abundance is joyfully permitted by source in this lifetime and any future lifetimes, can be shared with others, and drives us all to continue working on our consciousness expansion and our soul ascension process. Very, very important. If you say, hey, I'm one and done, I win the lottery, I'm out of here, life is easy, I'm going to go put my feet up on a boat somewhere in the Caribbean, chill out, I don't care about the rest of the spirituality, I'm just going to live my life and have a good time. Guess what's not going to happen? Okay, you have to be fully committed, and not just with your conscious mind. It has to come from the soul. You have to be fully committed to consciousness expansion and your spiritual journey and your soul ascension process. They know what your intentions are. And I don't care how many times you say, I'm committed, I'm committed, I'm committed. They have the view, right? They can see that the second Liz gets the Powerball on Saturday night or whatever, she's out, she's gone. She vanishes off of YouTube. She's out of here. She's no longer running CTT groups. She's not benefiting anybody. No, that's not going to happen. Okay. Now, the next step, to easily and joyfully manifest. Oh, sorry. So that this, yeah, no, that was it. Sorry. Those were the three things, right? So it's very, very long. You have to first say exactly what you want, okay? Which is to easily, joyfully manifest the optimum ability to remove any and all blockages and restrictions that impede me from achieving generational financial wealth and abundance. Now, why did we not use the word negative there? I'll tell you. Instead of saying any and all negative blockages, because negative is only our viewpoint. That's a very subjective viewpoint. And what may seem like a negative is actually a positive. Why? Because you're getting so much more out of it, even though you consider it to be a very negative, traumatic experience. Okay, so we were told somewhere in there that negative was not for this manifestation, right? This was not correct. You want to kind of leave that part general, because you're telling the universe, you're saying, when you say remove any and all blockages and restrictions, you think the universe and source see that universal law is a bad thing? Absolutely not. That is the one thing that is holding the universe together, or those things are holding the universe together. And karma is the biggest booby trap out there, right? It's a booby trap, right? So that's where we are, okay, with the manifesting. Now, you can all try that as an experiment. I would just recommend doing it that way instead of having to pull out all the negatives. Well, you know, instead of having to open and call in the spiritual helpers and divine teams, you know, this is long enough. This is long-winded enough. I would say just start at that point. And I would be interested if you guys even did the 3-6-9 method. So you do this 3 times, 6 times, 9 times, or if you do this I would say minimum 3 times a day. We've always got that these manifestations should be a minimum of 3 times a day. Okay. And, but it would be interesting to know how you feel. Now, the other thing is, some of you are going through the CTT channel, and I will relabel all the videos. Look, I am so sorry. I am so far behind on my work. Why? Because school's out, and I hear the name mom, which I love my kids, you know I do, but I hear mom, I'm hungry about 1,000 times a day. It just, oh, God, how can you be hungry? You just ate. How can you be hungry? And of course, this is where the punishment comes in, right? Which is, I don't allow video games, smartphones, compute, like I don't allow all that. So guess what? Mom becomes the focal point, which a lot of parents, they can't handle. They just say, here you go, here's a gaming console, just go play, right? Because there's no point trying to tell them, oh, go outside and play. There's no one outside to play with. There's no one. Kids aren't outside anymore. So then I become the focal point of, what are we going to do now? What are we going to do now? What are we doing now? What are we doing now? So I become, that focal point. And that is the hard part of not allowing your kids on games, but it's worth it in the end. Anyway, that's where we are with manifestation so far. Now we're still going on this. I'm going to hook back up with my girl who I sent her a message the other day, which is, she's a manifest warrior as well. And she says, if I have to play this game, I'm playing to win. And you have to think of it in terms like that. We have been conditioned now by society that, and yes, it is great to be nice to everyone and not be in competition with everyone, but the universe is so competitive, so competitive. If you just watch birds, they're fighting over the tree, they're fighting over the nest, they're fighting over the twigs, they're fighting that, that's how it is. And so you have to have that edge. Now, the other thing we got in creating generational wealth, just quickly, and then I'll shut up, is that you have to also structure it. So these are the bare bones of the protocol, okay? But you're also going to have to structure in there that the future beneficiaries, right? If you're creating a legacy trust and you've managed to amass a load of wealth, that the beneficiaries of that trust still maintain a sense of purpose, the motivation to achieve something of their own. And there was one more thing, and I forgot what it was, but those two things are essential, right? It has to be essential. Maintain a sense of purpose and to achieve something of their own. Extremely important. I got friends that live on trust funds, right? They're wonderful people. I love them. They are really, really nice, and they are allowed to have so many children because they have a trust fund to pay for it, and all they do is ride their kids up and down the road, up and down. That's all they do. They have 4, 5 kids, and they have vans, and they just transport all day long. But there's something missing behind their eyes. It's like they have no drive. So you have to make sure that the trust fund instills a sense of they have to have a sense of purpose. Now you can build that now using the CTT into the souls of the future beneficiaries of this legacy trust. Okay, you have to, right? You don't want a bunch of people just sitting there bleeding the fund dry on alcohol and drugs, bored, you know, that what's the point? You've done nothing for their souls at all, right? So you have to come with a lot of rules and regulations and stipulations, and you know, thank God that we have the ability to do that. Now I do have people that I know that are on trust funds that are still soul searching and looking for their sense of purpose, and that's what you want. Yes, ma'am.
And also, you can write all this up for a trust and everything, but if you don't have, wouldn't you have to bring the trustee in to sort of program him a little bit too, or her, or
the
them,
future
or
trustee?
a trustee, of the trust.
Yeah, the future, but like in the future, for future generations.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good idea. So what would you want the trustee to understand for future generations?
Well, he can understand it, but he needs to implement it. I mean, understanding it's one thing, but implementing your wishes is important as well.
Yeah, because people will take trust to court, right? And they will try to find loopholes within that trust so they can get more money than what is allocated.
Yeah. Which a lot of
So
times is the case,
yeah, it is, and they win. They win. So yeah, it has to be drafted carefully, but you want to manifest that poverty is not a good life lesson. Not now. Not now. Not in this day and age, right? Because as we go into 2040, we see that everything's going to be double the cost of what it is now. People are being locked out of the housing market. Look at Australia. They're already locked out. Look at some of the big cities. They're locked out. California is starting to go the same way. Unless you're mega rich, you're not getting in on the property ladder, right? So we're starting to see that again. And I don't think it's going to get any better. I can do a probe out, but people are going to be locked out of wealth, right? And it's going to be the class that you're born into is the class that you will always remain in, right? So you have to structure it in such a way that your wealth can stretch. That's what certainly he wants to do. I want to do. A lot of people want to do, can stretch over the generations. So when you recycle back into the soul family, right, the money's there for you. All right. So we are going to focus today, and sorry, you'll have to, if you don't mind, monitor the comments because I don't even know where they are.
Okay.
And we're going to work on today forgiveness of the soul family, or forgiving the soul family. Why? Because we often make all these contracts with one another, and when we're down here on the earth plane, oh my God, how could you do that to me? Right? But the reality is, just what we view a negative could be a really positive thing for our soul.
Which brings up the story, Liz, which brings up the story about Edgar Cayce and the two older ladies.
Right. Edgar Cayce and the two older ladies. Can you tell us about that?
Yes. Edgar Cayce had these two elderly ladies come to him, and they just wanted to know what they were going to do about their brother. They was a little bit disgusted with his behavior, and he was homeless, and he was living under a bridge, and he basically been there most of his life, and they're very accomplished ladies, and they just wanted to know what they were supposed to do with their brother. And Edgar Cayce did his thing and came back, I don't know how many days later, and he sat down with the ladies and he said, I want to thank you for bringing this gentleman to my attention, because I have never, ever met such an advanced soul in all my years. And it was a complete honor. And the reason that he's living under a bridge is you all agreed, all of you together, that it was to teach you all love and compassion and, a couple other things and he was going to go and be the one to suffer so that you all could learn that. And these ladies were like, oh my gosh, they had been the ones that didn't get it until they were older. So not everybody that we see that's homeless or a bad sister or bad brother is really bad. So that's what prompted this probe.
Oh, well, thank you so much. And I think we do need to offer a lot of forgiveness. So, for those of you, most of you are new. Most of you are old sweats. If anybody is new, put your hand up, please. That would be great. If you don't know what we're doing, we're using bilateral tapping, and we're going to say some phrases. Where you should be is exactly where SAR is. Okay. And also, just to let you guys know, at some point in the not so distant future, I see somebody's dog on the screen, and not so distant future, we will be changing this link because this can only hold up to 100 people. I anticipate we will bust through that 100 at some point or another. We don't want anybody getting locked out of the room. So what I will do is I'll have to move it over to my Zoom room eventually. So just be on the lookout. Okay. Keep that in your minds that eventually Liz will issue a new link. When I do, it'll be to my room so we can hold more people. We're a bit of ways off from that now, but just putting it out there so I don't forget. And then we suddenly all change over to a new link and everybody's like, where did you all go? All right, let's open. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There's a part of all of us that knows how to
easily and joyfully manifest
easily and joyfully manifest
an optimum etheric pyramid,
an optimum etheric pyramid,
as well as
as well as
an optimum etheric Faraday cage
an optimum etheric Faraday cage
for the empowerment and protection of each one of us.
for the empowerment and protection of each one of us.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
Part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Healing, information, permission.
Healing, information, permission.
And deep relief now.
And deep relief now.
So let's all take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
All right, the second part of the opening is the treasures, right? This is straight out of George Duisman playbook. So protocol, let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to.
There's a part of all of us that knows how to.
Easily and joyfully manifest.
Easily and joyfully manifest.
The optimum ability.
The optimum ability.
To see.
To see.
Recognize.
Recognize.
Use and enjoy.
Use and enjoy.
The treasures in and all around us.
The treasures in and all around us.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Healing, information, permission.
Healing, information, permission.
And deep relief now.
And deep relief now.
So let's all take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
You're doing a good job, Sarah. Thank you.
Thank you.
A lot of people turned up in Georgia's Zoom room for the CTT, like, throughout the years. I was the only one. Somebody brought this to my attention. They're like, Liz, you were the only one that stuck with protocol, right? Because I could see how important the protocol is. And the protocol is essential, right? There's a couple of people on YouTube. George doesn't even know who one of these girls is. The one with the stuffed animals or whatever is just going, yeah, there's a part of me that knows how to, blah, blah. And she goes rattling on for I don't know how long about this, that, and the other. That's not protocol, right? Not protocol at all. So I don't know how they got a hold of that. So protocol is essential. Even if you're writing and creating your own little words to put into like the main lines of manifesting or whatever it is you want to achieve, fine, but you got to stick with the protocol. If you don't, you're going to screw it up, and you don't want to screw it up. I make it probably look very easy, but it's very dangerous if you screw it up. All right. And the last part is the optimum activation of all the spiritual helpers and divine teams. They will immediately take away any and all negative energy. Okay. Very, very important. Let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There's a part of all of us that knows how to
easily and joyfully manifest
easily and joyfully manifest
the optimum ability
the optimum ability
to activate all of our spiritual helpers
to activate all of our spiritual helpers
and divine teams.
and divine teams.
They will immediately take away
They will immediately take away
any and all negative energy,
any and all negative energy,
transport it immediately into the spirit world,
transport it immediately into the spirit world,
and transmute it into white light positive karma back into the universe.
and transmute it into white light positive karma back into the universe.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us and them now.
Part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us and them now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our mind, body, and spirits are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
All right, that was the opening part. I'm going to try and see if I can pull up the chat here. Here we go. I managed to find it. All right, Sar, how should we word it? It's your idea for the session. So what would you like to word it as?
Oh, I have no idea. Well, let's see what George has to say about it.
Oh, you're going to the master.
Uh-huh.
Master, the chief ascension officer is what I used to call him. That's why you're the chief ascension officer and you're paid the big bucks, George. And he used to laugh because George didn't even have a bank account. He refused. He said, nope, the government's going to monitor me if I have a bank account, so I'm not having one. Very unique man. George, easily and joyfully manifest, okay. The optimum forgiveness. No, he's correcting me. The optimum ability to forgive all of those in our soul family. Quite simple.
I love that.
So it's easily and joyfully, always remember those words. Manifest. Need a new computer. I shouldn't say that because now that's going to enter into the manifestation. Easily and joyfully manifest the optimum ability to forgive our soul family
Yes. Well, so let me just ask you, do you want to just keep it at forgiveness or do you want to add appreciate? We don't have to. It can just be forgive.
Should should we? No, he's saying leave appreciate out of it. Easily enjoy
Okay.
committing to those
Great.
to
Great.
give all
Great.
of our soul family.
Yeah.
Soul you should be tapping all the way through the rounds, right? Not when we're doing the chit chat. If you don't want to, it's up to you. But when we're doing the rounds from start to finish, you should be tapping all the way through it. There's a part of all of us that knows how to, right? You should be tapping. When we get to the end part, information transfer is now complete. So be it, it is done. For those of you that have been here for a long time, why do we do that? That's to tell the universe, the spiritual helpers, anybody who is helping us, that we are finished with that round. Okay. It's just like a remote viewing session. You have to state when you're starting the remote viewing session and when you're ending the remote viewing session. Very, very important. Okay. If not, it will spill over onto the next round and the next session, right? You have to have an opening and a closing. And anything you do, even if you're doing meditation, right? You need to make sure you close and end your sessions. If not, you're not saying, so maybe you want to manifest something in the morning and then you want to manifest something in the afternoon. You have two different times you meditate on two different things. If you don't end the session, it's spillover. Everybody gets confused, that are picking up whatever energy you're putting out there. What, is she doing this or are they doing that? Is he doing it? Yeah, right. Very important. All right, let's go. Uh, without any negative consequences. Thank you, Candace. All right, let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There's a part of all of us that knows how to
easily and joyfully manifest
easily and joyfully manifest
the optimum ability
the optimum ability
to forgive all of those
to forgive all of those
in our soul family.
in our soul family.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings is willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. Whoa. All right. Information transfer is now complete. So be it.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it. It is done.
So be it. It is done.
You're doing a good job. All right. What did you get, Sar?
Um, um, it's hard to forgive sometimes, but I just got that it's essential we do and how important that actually that we're doing this is, and knowing that makes it a little bit easier to forgive. That's what I got.
Ooh, that's good. So I got, you know, I
What did you
got
get?
there's a lot of resistance because the resistance is saying that it's okay to act. I got that it's
Is
okay for people to hurt, one another. If you allow, if you just forgive so easily, then you are basically saying it's okay to hurt me.
oh,
So there's a
mm.
lot of resistance there, and it's not okay for people to hurt you, obviously. So I don't know where this is going to take us. Probably on a big journey. Let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There's a part of all of us that knows how to
Let go and heal.
Let go and heal.
All of this resistance.
All of this resistance.
Forgiveness means that it's okay to hurt us again.
Forgiveness means that it's okay to hurt us again.
We allow people to abuse us.
We allow people to abuse us.
We admit that they have made mistakes.
Say it again.
We admit that they have made mistakes.
We admit that they have made mistakes.
Instead of having negative intentions behind their actions.
Instead of having negative intentions behind their actions.
We believe they hurt us on purpose.
We believe they hurt us on purpose.
What else?
We believe they're not as advanced as us.
We believe that they're not as advanced as us. We believe that this soul contract is destructive.
We believe that this soul contract is destructive.
We don't see the good in any of these contracts.
We don't see the good in any of these contracts.
Unless it benefits us on a positive emotional level.
Unless it benefits us on a positive emotional level.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
Part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Healing, information, permission.
Healing, information, permission.
And deep relief now.
And deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. Oh, that was a good message I just got through. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
We can't always forgive because forgiveness would erase the karmic debt.
Ooh.
That's pretty big, isn't it? What did you get?
Not really get anything.
Okay, that's fine too, right? You don't always have to get something, and that's fine too. So we've got some comments here. Yeah, I need to be forgiven by my. So it's kind of like, well, why should I forgive them if they're not going to forgive me? I'm always making all the effort. They make no effort. I'm the one doing all the work. You know, we have to. Let's ask. Is this when we say forgiveness of the soul family? I'm going to ask George. When we say forgiveness of the soul family, does it need to be verbal? No. It
Oh,
doesn't necessarily have to be verbal, like, I forgive you, because that's giving your power away. So if there's a lot of resistance in saying, I forgive you, you don't have to forgive them verbally, right? And give that power back over to them. I think that's where a lot of this resistance is coming in, but you can forgive them internally.
Kelly,
Mhm.
Kelly says the ego wants us to stay bitter and
Oh yeah,
angry. Hmm.
that's true. So let's keep going. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There's a part of all of us that knows how to
let go and heal.
let go and heal.
We believe that forgiveness should only be given verbally.
We believe that forgiveness should only be given verbally.
We are holding on to all of our power.
We are holding on to all of our power.
Lack of forgiveness means that we have firm boundaries.
Lack of forgiveness means we have firm boundaries.
What else?
Wow, that's so powerful.
I'm a slinky dog going down the stairs.
I'm a I'm a slinky dog going down the stairs.
In one door and out the other on repeat.
In one door and out the other on repeat.
I need for them to forgive me first.
I need them to forgive me first.
Before I give away that power of forgiveness.
Before I give away that power of forgiveness.
What else?
I got,
Mhm.
I get to decide when to forgive.
I'm sorry, what?
I got stubbornly that I get to decide when I forgive.
I get to decide when I forgive. It's all down to me.
It's all down to me.
The ego wants us to stay bitter and angry.
The ego wants us to stay bitter and angry.
It's the only way we know how to survive when people have wronged us.
It's the only way we know how to survive when people have wronged us.
We forget that we have signed up to this contract.
We forget that we have signed up for this contract.
We agreed to this.
We agreed to this.
So, on a soul level, it's okay to forgive.
So, on a soul level, it's okay to forgive.
If we're harboring anger in our hearts,
if we're harboring anger in our hearts,
that means we don't understand the contract.
That means we don't understand the contract.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Our minds, body, and spirits are receiving the love.
Healing, information, permission.
Healing, information, permission.
And deep relief now.
And deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
What did you get?
Let me ask you a question. I got a question. So
okay.
We don't remember our contracts, right? So we don't know that. I mean, most people, we do maybe because we belong to your group, but let's say my soul family, people in my soul, they have no clue that they're down here on a contract. So what is there for them to remember? They don't remember. They're not even aware of it.
Well,
a soul contract. So how does that play in?
You have to dig deep, right? You have to understand why this soul contract is the way it is. What did you get out of it? What did they get out of it? Right? Prime example is my mom passed away before my dad. Okay. Mm-hmm. What on earth was she thinking about? Right? Because, my mom was the type of person that everything is wonderful and rosy, and I love everybody and they love me. And my dad, totally the opposite, right? Very difficult personality. God, I love him, but it's hell getting old. And when you have a difficult personality, it's hell for those around you. So, it's like, why on earth would this be in the contract? We never in a million years thought my mom would go before my dad, but she went downhill, bang, gone. Okay. Now I know why. Because in hindsight, I've got the CTT, and my dad has so many unresolved issues. And he's kind of hanging around for me to resolve them. And that's really, really hard for me to do. I can do CTT for you or other people all day long. But when it comes to my family, I'm so emotionally involved in it. Very, very difficult to even get through a session, right? But you have to dig deep. Why did this happen? What was it that I got from this? You have to, hindsight's a fine thing. How did I grow from this? What did I learn from this? A lot of times, you guys are all here. Why? Because for whatever reason, traumatic events, circumstances, bad relationships, bad karma, the lack is so big, it forced you into a corner to say, how do I actually get through this so it doesn't repeat again? Why? Because now you're forcing your soul to learn these lessons and grow with your consciousness. So, because you're like, I don't ever want to repeat it again. So, a lot of times, these soul contracts in the soul family, they bring circumstances to us that are just so horrific, right? Mine's not horrific, but that are so, unless you think that dealing with a grumpy old man is is fun, um, it's not the worst thing in the world.
So
I'm just
Liz, are you saying that are you saying we can actively force or insist that our soul learn a lesson so we don't have to go through it again?
yeah, you really have to dig deep and you have to find out why, right? Like the guy, the native that I was working with, I think it's Friday or Saturday, right? He's going to outlive all of his family members, all of his siblings. Parents are already in spirit, grandmother's in spirit. They're already up there making the contracts, right? And he's down here saying, hey, we can't do this poverty again, right? But guess what? They all get to this point of making all these contracts. So when he gets up there, a lot of the decisions have already been made. And he had to really come from a place of not only understanding why poverty isn't a good place to learn from, but now how
Mm.
is he going to also send the communication to those soul family that, hey, this isn't a good idea at all, this is terrible. So whilst you're up there planning, stop, because I don't want to sign up for that. And you've got to really start digging in there and combing through. And you can probably do that with the CTT. You would have to like do a single event. So if you think of something that was in the that was contracted in that made you feel horrible, you would have to do probably something that is similar to Georgia's what he calls 4-minute miracle, but it depends how big the problem is.
Mhm.
And you would have to comb through the emotions and try to get the insight. Now, if you're not getting the messages through, that's okay. I'm sure you can feel the initial emotion, which is like sadness, pain, frustration, and you would scale that on a scale of 0 to 10, and you start letting go and healing and knocking it down to 1 or a 0. Okay.
Mm.
So that's how you would explore. Certainly, oh, and there's other ways to explore. There's hypnotherapy, there's muscle testing, there's QHHT, BQH. I mean, there's different ways around a problem. It's just which way resonates with you the most. So you're going to have to really find out why these contracts, this lack or these things, these painful events were contracted in, and what is it you are supposed to gain from it. Very, very important. Okay, so where are we? All right, let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There's a part of all of us that knows how to
let go and heal,
let go and heal,
admitting that I'm sorry
admitting that I'm sorry
and that I forgive you
and that I forgive you
means that I am open to be abused.
means that I am open to be abused.
You can do this again and again and again.
You can do this again and again and again.
I'm the one that always facilitates all the work in the relationship.
I'm the one that facilitates all the work in the relationship.
I put in all the effort.
I put in all the effort.
If I didn't put in the effort, we would have no relationship.
If I didn't put in the effort, we wouldn't have a relationship.
I do all the legwork.
I do all the legwork.
What else?
I'm tired.
I'm tired. These people were supposed to love me.
Yes.
Forgiveness means weakness.
Forgiveness means weakness.
If I don't protect myself, then who will?
If I don't protect myself, then who will?
I should have been considered the most important thing to them.
I should have been considered the most important thing to them.
Instead, I was nothing but a thorn in their side.
Instead, I was nothing but a thorn in their side.
What else? I don't know how to break these soul contracts.
I don't know how to break these soul contracts.
How do I
There,
stop repeating the same things over and over?
how do I stop repeating the things over and over?
When I even think about these people, I'm angry.
Oh boy. When I even think about these people, I'm angry.
I want revenge.
I want revenge.
My insides are burning.
My insides are burning.
I will never allow myself to forgive them.
I will never allow myself to forgive them.
I never want to make another contract with them ever again.
I never want to make another contract with them ever again.
If I see them again, that is too soon.
If I see them again, that is too soon.
I'd rather, oh my God, this is coming out. I'd rather sell my soul to the dark than make a contract with them again.
I'd rather I'd rather sell my soul to the dark than have a contract with them again. Oh, that's pretty bad.
No, I think the contract is the lesser of the two evils. That part of my being is willing to inform the rest of me now.
That part of my being is willing to inform the rest of me now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
My mind, body, and spirit are receiving the love,
My mind, body, and spirit are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
Okay, I got very strongly, I'm terrified of these people. I fear them. I got that very strongly. Like I am scared of these people.
Oh dear.
And forgiving them means that I have to uh you know take some responsibility, but I have to be around them, and I don't want to be around them. I'm terrified. They're scary. If somebody who's supposed to love me can hurt me that badly, then that's terrifying. What did you
Yeah.
get?
Well, it reminds me of one time we were doing a session and somebody had come into my life and they did something terrible. And you had asked a loved one that passed that we were talking to, and he said that he just simply refused to be part of that lesson. So you don't always have to agree to be the bad guy, but if you are, you're really doing something amazing for a person.
It's offering, what I'm getting very strongly, it's offering them the opportunity to heal.
Mm,
Hmm.
okay.
Let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There's a part of all of us that knows how to
let go and heal.
let go and heal.
They betrayed me.
They betrayed me.
I'm terrified of them.
I'm terrified of them.
They could do some real harm to me.
They can do some real harm to me.
They're volatile.
They're volatile.
They're unpredictable.
They're unpredictable.
They're narcissists.
They're narcissists.
They will take me down.
They will take me down.
I don't want to give them this opportunity.
Wow. I don't want to give them this opportunity.
I hold the power.
I hold the power. I want to keep my anger.
I want to hold on to my anger and fear.
I want to hold on to my anger and fear.
I see it as a protection, not a blockage.
I see it as a protection, not a blockage.
I don't want to understand my side of the contract
I don't want to understand my side of the contract
and how people can hurt me in this way.
and how people can hurt me in this way.
They are the reason for my sadness and depression.
They are the reason for my sadness and my depression,
My behavior,
my behavior,
my circumstances.
my circumstances. It's all their fault.
It's all their fault. And by forgiving them, I have no one else to blame.
And by forgiving them, I have no one else to blame.
I felt that leave. That part of our
Mhm.
beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
Part of my being is willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. Man, my throat is tight. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
My throat is tight. Anybody else have a tight throat? Yes, okay. Lump in throat. Ooh, somebody felt sick. Ooh. Head throbbing. Ooh. Dry throat, yeah. Tears came, big release. I did feel that leave, but we're all feeling something else here. All right, let's go in. What is it that we're feeling? Forgiveness means we have to move on. And
Yes.
we don't want to move on.
Yes.
Wow. I got that so strongly. Did you get anything, Sar?
I got that, Liz. I got that exactly.
Good job. All right, let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There's a part of all of us that knows how to
let go and heal.
let go and heal.
Forgiveness means we have to move on.
Forgiveness means that we have to move on.
We cannot sit here and stew.
We cannot sit here and stew.
We feel sorry for ourselves.
We feel sorry for ourselves.
It's just so sad that we were betrayed in this way.
It's so sad that we were betrayed in this way.
It gives me a reason to be depressed and sad.
It gives me a reason to be depressed and sad.
It gives me an understanding of why I am the way I am.
It gives me an understanding of why I am how I am.
It gives me an excuse to not be motivated.
It gives me an excuse not to be motivated.
And I can always blame them for all of my failures.
And I can always blame them for all of my failures.
I felt that leave. There you go. That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
Part of our beings is willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. I felt that leave. It was, I have to move on, and I don't want to move on. I got that so strongly. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
That feels clear to me. Is everybody clear? Better? Yes?
A lot
Thumbs
of,
up? Yeah, we're
yeah.
good. All right, let's close. Let's go. There. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. I should always check with Nancy first. Right
Is she,
side of body is disconnected from left. Right is pain.
is she having trouble letting go of the blame?
Let's have a look. That's a good point. Right side of body is disconnected from left. Right is pain. Okay, that is a good indication of where you're carrying these negative feelings. Okay, I would definitely go back and do that again. Okay, seriously, I'll try and get these up faster. I don't know what's going on with the links. They keep expiring. We can't, oh, it's a nightmare. Anyway, so that's, you're gonna have to go, because that when you have that right now, when I tune into you, it's like, wow, you've just pulled off a massive layer. But what's happening is it's telling you, hey, there's so many more negative emotions that are stored right here. Now, what happens when we store those negative emotions in particular areas of our body, right? And it's so very concentrated like that. When we're doing the cell division process, those cells will turn into, they'll divide and recreate damaged or disease cells. And that's where we have problems going, because it's a lower frequency in that area. Okay, so that lower frequency then starts pulling that area down, and it causes diseases and illness and problems and all kinds of stuff. Crying, that's good. Crying is good. That is a release. So that's all good there. All right. So let's close. Optimum guidance, positive emotional fulfillment, gratitude, self-love, and the optimum ability, okay, to forgive those that have hurt us on an internal level, right? It's internal forgiveness. Doesn't mean you have to call them up. And even if you did call them up, they'd, I forgive you. Forgive you for what? What did I do to you? I did, no,
Right,
right?
right.
It's internal forgiveness. Let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There's a part of all of us that knows how to
easily and joyfully manifest
easily and joyfully manifest
optimum guidance,
optimum guidance,
positive emotional fulfillment,
positive emotional fulfillment,
gratitude,
gratitude,
self love,
self love,
and the ability to offer
and the ability to offer
forgiveness from the depths of our soul
forgiveness from the depths of our soul
in all of those wonderful spaces we just opened up.
and all of those wonderful spaces we just opened up.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's all take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
Star, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate your help today. I am going to somehow stop the recording. Thank you, everyone. Don't forget, you can always just go through all of these videos as many times as you want. If you want to add in your own sort of feelings that are coming up and I'm not covering them, well, shout it out. You know what I mean? You don't wait for Liz to shout it out. Seriously. You go ahead and you just shout it out. The universe will hear you. If you are doing this on behalf of somebody else, husband, wife, daughter, son, whatever, you then would go, there's a part of so and so that knows how to, okay? And you would just stick with that. That part of their being is willing to inform the rest of them now. Okay, so you can use other people. You can do this on behalf of other people. Don't worry about the permission part. I never do. So thank you all for being here. And Sarah, thank you so much. And I'll stop this one here and answer questions.